The big political story tonight, and that continues to be the fallout of the violence in Bulandshahr. It was quite a sight this morning. The family of Inspector Subodh Singh, who was killed in cold blood by a mob earlier this week, had to drive to Lucknow to the residence of the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who had asked to meet them. It was extraordinary because the Chief Minister did not even have the basic humility to go and meet the family at their home. Mr. Adityanath has also been strongly criticized for making cow slaughter a priority over finding the inspector's killers.
आज हम माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से मिले, पूरा परिवार मिला और उन्होंने पूरा आश्वासन दिया है कि न्याय मिलेगा, सही न्याय मिलेगा और जो भी आरोपी है इस प्रकरण के पीछे उसको कड़ी से कड़ी सजा मिलेगी और उन्होंने पूरा आश्वासन दिया है कि वो हमारे परिवार के साथ हैं और हमेशा रहेंगे.
Well, despite assurances of a speedy investigation in the case, the UP police has still not managed to arrest the main accused, a Bajrang Dal leader. And today, more videos of the men accused in this mob violence have come out. First, it was that Bajrang Dal leader, and now another one who's a member of the BJP Yuva Morcha. He's accused the inspector of corruption and religious bias. In fact, both of them have done it, and both of them are in hiding. A senior UP police officer, in fact, told NDTV on record today that catching those who slaughtered the cows was the bigger issue at hand.
उसी दिन गोकसी हुई थी मॉर्निंग में, तो उस इलाके में जैसे गोकसी होती नहीं है जनरली, इज्तिमा भी चल रहा था यहाँ पर, तो वहाँ पर गोकसी क्यों हुई, किन लोगों ने की, जो मेन साजिश है, साजिश करता है, उनको भी हम लोग आइडेंटिफाई करना चाहते हैं. सो देयर इज अ बिगर क्वेश्चन देन कैचिंग ए पर्सन हु इज इन अ वीडियो, जिसके खिलाफ अभी कोई चीजें फॉरेंसिकली प्रूव नहीं है.
Well, stunning developments in that case day after day. Just when you think things cannot shock you, something else happens. Joining us tonight, Shamsul Islam, who is of course a well-known academic. Mr. Amir Raza Hussain joining us tonight. Mr. Deshratan Nigam is here in the studio with us, who is a political analyst and sympathetic to the BJP. And we have senior journalist Aarti Jarath joining us here in the studio. The question we're really looking at tonight is whether, with controversy after controversy, Yogi Adityanath is an asset or a liability for the BJP. And I'll ask Aarti that question straight off. Politically, here is a man who is bringing very negative headlines for the BJP day after day. The handling of this case, the police encounters, the law and order situation in UP, the name-changing episode. There's a whole list of them. Yet, he's also one of their big draws in the assembly election campaign. He's been campaigning everywhere. He's been getting crowds, even in places like Telangana. So, how should we look at the Adityanath phenomenon? Do they really see him as a liability or an asset?
Look, the fact that he was called to Delhi today to meet the Prime Minister suggests that there is concern in the central government.
Some say it's a pre-scheduled meeting.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but the fact is that he's here. Bulandshahr is very much on the table and at the top of the agenda for the talks. So, I mean, I think that there is a fair amount of concern in the centre about what is happening in UP. The reports from UP suggest that Yogi Adityanath, I mean, he, you know, as an administrator, there are a lot of complaints about him, And okay, you know, he may be a big draw as far as, you know, in crowds at election time. But the fact is that today he is Chief Minister of UP. And I think we have to judge him by that yardstick. How does he perform on the governance front? And I'm afraid his record on that is abysmal. Bulandshahr, what happened in Bulandshahr is like, you know, I mean, one of the you know, sort of sterling, you know, most startling examples of how bad the law and order has become in UP when a mob fires and shoots to kill a police inspector with his own service revolver. Something is seriously wrong. And the names that are coming up are of Bajrang Dal, VHP, you know, Hindu Yuva Vahini. I mean, these are all affiliates of the BJP and the RSS. I think that, you know, something is seriously wrong somewhere. And you cannot take away the blame from Yogi Adityanath because he is the man on top. He is the man in the hot seat. But he should be on top of all this.
The question is, Mr. Nigam, how does the RSS see him? How does the BJP as a party see him? In your view, I mean, when he was appointed Chief Minister of UP, I don't think anyone had any illusions about where he stood on these issues, for instance, on Hindutva, cow slaughter, etc. The BJP knew what it was getting into with Yogi Adityanath. So, is there actually a section of the Sangh Parivar that is strongly pushing him, that is actually encouraging his style of governance and brand of politics?
That is RSS style, in fact.
But I want to ask him.
The question was to me.
I'll
question was to me.
But we are participating. We are together.
Your turn will come. Your turn will come.
So don't tell me. I know that.
Okay.
And
we'll
don't
come
get
to that.
angry.
I never get angry. She knows.
Oh, this is not angry.
So is there a deliberate strategy to
RSS
promote?
never pushes anybody. He came on his own merit. He is a public and a mass leader and a very charismatic leader. All across India, in Karnataka, he was able to influence to a very large extent the elections. And
is he a good administrator in your view?
He is an administrator. He is a
Not
good
a good
administrator. No, he is a good
he was
administrator.
managing finances for Nepal King.
No,
again, you
one
have
second.
interjected.
Let him finish. No. See, it's a serious question because his
I am
record
trying to
doesn't appear
seriously
to
answer,
be.
but I don't need interjections in between.
His record is very questionable, and we
No,
can see that.
he's been doing well, and
On what basis?
See, the law and order. There are some incidents here and there. You know, this incident obviously has to be investigated properly. The real people, real culprits have to be brought in, and the police has gone on record to say there are deep conspiracies here. And if you also recall, Talagi Zimma was also taking place. So there are things and issues which need to be investigated deeply. I cannot speculate more on it. And secondly, also there are 2 FIRs if you require.
No, I don't want to talk about just Bulandshahr. I want to know what is it about Yogi Adityanath's record that is actually good. What's he done?
He's a good administrator, he's a good law and order person. That's what he is.
Really?
And people have run away. All those gundas and
Bulandshahr.
those mafia people have left UP.
But a mob just killed a policeman.
This
A mob just killed a
yes,
policeman.
let me answer. Such incidents can happen in any state. The fact is, it has to be investigated and people have to be brought to the book.
And what about his response to this incident? Which is
He-
nothing. Which is that he hasn't said a word about the policeman who lost his life. The family went to meet him today. He didn't go to meet the family.
That is neither here or there.
No, why?
He's met the family. He's met the family.
Chief ministers go to the homes of
There is no
to
written
meet the
rule as
families
such.
of. It's not a rule. It's a courtesy.
So
They've just lost. They've just lost
fine,
their
fine. He's met them. Let's not read too much into it. He's met
but
them.
It
He's assured them.
reflects an arrogance in Mr. Adityanath.
Certainly not. He's assured them, and that is what the family is saying, that culprits will be brought to book and justice. That is what has been assured by.
And you think that the fact that he's focusing more on the cow slaughter angle?
He's focusing on both the issues.
No, he's not.
No, he's focusing on both.
He
said that he'll bring the perpetrators to justice, and he also said those who are doing
Who
illegal.
did he say this to?
That's what he assured the family.
No, but why is it so hard for him to speak out in public and condemn
See,
this?
the fact
and
is
say that a mob shouldn't have killed.
He's still waiting for the entire report to come.
How hard is it to say that a mob should not kill a police inspector in cold blood? That mob rule is not allowed.
See, that's what he's already said.
To
That's
whom?
what. See,
I'm saying as Chief Minister of UP, when something as scary and as horrific as this happens, should he not have come out strongly and said mobs will not be allowed to rule? This kind of mob vigilantism is not allowed.
He's waiting for the entire report to come to him.
What is the entire report? There was a murder that took place.
Please wait.
There was a murder that took place. What stops him from condemning a murder?
Please wait. He will make a statement once the entire report is before him. He doesn't want to jump the gun.
I mean, the murder is not jumping the gun.
No,
Mr.
murder has taken place, and
it
he
has
said,
happened.
and he
So
said
I want
the
to know,
perpetrators will be brought to the book.
The UP has had the highest number of fake encounters in the country in the first 10 months that he was Chief Minister. This is the NHRC.
NHRC
this is National Human Rights Commission.
No, these are not fake encounters. These are raids on
the most judicial deaths have been in UP.
We have done a program on your channel about these fake encounters.
The highest number of communal incidents in the country have been in UP
the
in the last 2 years.
The courts will finally determine whether they were fake or not.
I'm just talking about the National Human Rights Commission.
It's not. How can you just?
No, that is from Pakistan. Na? That our National Human Rights Commission.
Well,
must
Mr.
be from
Islam,
Pakistan.
I know you're not a fan of Yogi Adityanath, but you also have said in the past that you strongly believe he is being promoted as a next generation leader in the party.
Nidhi ji, we should never forget the way RSS works or what happens inside RSS, because I am a researcher of this so-called fake nationalists. You know that never forget, this is not an isolated incident. A triangle infight is going on in RSS. You know that RSS wanted to put at one time Adityanath as Chief Minister, and as a RSS representative is very openly defining that. But some people think that the fight is between Modi ji and Adityanath. It's a triangle. Amit Shah is also part in that fight, you know. And Amit Shah is a Chanakya, which RSS says Amit Shah is a Chanakya. He's waiting that all these two persons, part of RSS, they get exhausted, their energies, and then he comes as an alternative. This is RSS infighting, and RSS infighting has already been there, and they always work in a conspiratorial manner. They keep on playing.
So you're saying that there is a conspiracy to anoint Yogi Adityanath as an eventual successor to Mr. Modi, say in 2024. That there is one theory that has done the rounds.
No. See, RSS does not speak with one voice. Our National Daily wrote few years back that double speak or triple speak is an understatement about RSS. To tell them that they double speak or triple speak, that is understatement.
So they see him as an asset? The BJP sees Yogi as an asset, you think?
For RSS, all three are assets, but RSS will decide
not the
out
BJP.
Out of these three, the first thing, the very big fight is going on between these two. Amit Shah is just watching. Just watching, right? It's a triangle, and RSS will side with the one who wins.
It's a conspiracy theory, as Aarti said.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
She thinks it's a conspiracy theory. But let me get a quick first comment from Amir Raza Hussain. Are we seeing the possibility of a new BJP and a newer BJP emerging with Yogi Adityanath playing a bigger role? And I think we've just lost Amir Raza Hussain's line, so I'll go back to that. Maybe Mr. Nigam, who was watching this
let me respond.
part with amusement, can respond.
I want anybody to quote or give me an example of RSS infighting where two RSS leaders or Swayamsevaks have spoken against each other.
I'll give you 5 examples. I will give you.
Okay, let him finish.
I'll give you 5 examples.
You know, I've seen your fiction research. Just now you are a researcher, and the amount of fake research that you're probably promoting on this channel is astounding. And let me tell you, RSS never promotes a candidate. You know, that people do not sail in two boats in RSS. Somebody who is in RSS either has to cross over to BJP and does not remain a part of RSS. RSS is a coordination mechanism.
Why does the Prime Minister go to meet the Sarsang Chalak there?
I'll tell you why. There are certain policy issues when the programs are being implemented. There are feedbacks that we get from the people. We have about 171 lakh service projects which are going on. And that feedback mechanism, we have a coordination mechanism also.
Yes, sure, but let's not pretend that the RSS is a cultural organization or
something. It is a social cultural organization. You may have your perception.
It is a political organization.
It is not a political
So the RSS have no role to play in Yogi Adityanath's appointment as Chief Minister?
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, he is not a part of RSS also.
No, so who decided to appoint him?
He has never been a part of RSS. Please understand, he is of Gorakhnath Dham. That's a separate entity. He has come on his own merit. RSS.
What was his merit? So why didn't he contest?
He won the election.
He didn't even contest. He didn't contest the UP election.
It was not.
He was the one. He was the.
This is really amazing because suddenly the tune has changed.
Let me. Please let me.
I just want to ask
you correct me afterwards. You correct me. You want to correct me now?
I'm asking you. I'm asking you a question. That the BJP at that time said that Modi had won the election for them.
See, nobody is denying the charisma of Mr. Modi. Nobody is denying. And let me tell you, Mr. Yogi Adityanath was also campaigning at the same time. So he also has his own charisma. He is not a part of RSS.
He was not projected as the face of Chief Minister.
So what?
But on what basis was he appointed?
Legislators decided that he should be the CM.
At least give this wisdom. RSS is not a political organization, and he wanted some examples from me.
I want to know about Yogi Adityanath.
At least give some wisdom to the elected legislators.
It is not about RSS. I want to understand from you.
Because
why is he so popular?
He's the Katputli of RSS.
No, sure, but why is he, according to you, drawing crowds? Why is he a popular campaigner? And yet, I think we can by and large safely say, not the greatest administrator.
No, bad administrator.
Yeah, I'm being
No,
polite.
I
I'm being
don't
polite.
agree
Mr.
with you.
Nigam
Very
disagrees with me.
understated.
Thing
No.
is,
Why is that?
He-
What explains the popularity?
Nigam Sahab wanted me some examples where they betrayed and there was infighting.
No, I don't want to get into that
Ramchandra
because
Mooli,
who
Pandit
has written
Ramchandra
this book?
Mooli.
Mr. Islam,
Who has written
Mr.
this
Islam,
Then, and this book, Deen Dayal Upadhyay, what does he write?
Who has written these books?
Who killed Deen Dayal Upadhyay? This is Ballaj Madhok
But
Jeevani,
Mr.
third
Sam
part.
is straying from the topic.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking
Can we
about
focus
Yogi
on
Adityanath.
Adityanath?
So
But you know, what is he saying? He's saying
I
that give
am
me two
saying
examples
I
where
have
that
said
doesn't
so.
matter.
Don't-
Mr. Islam, I'm asking you a simple question. What explains Adityanath's popularity? Is he going to, according to you, then be projected as a next generation leader in the
his
party?
popularity, they got only 26% votes in the UP elections. Of course, our election
That doesn't
system is
matter,
that
they got a
but
thumping majority.
They became the charismatic and other things that he was a Hindu Mahasabha member. RSS, which says that we have nothing to do with Hindu Mahasabha. His guru was a Hindu Mahasabha member parliament. He comes from a
But
Hindu
you see, that's
Mahasabha
the
thing.
point, Aarti. The point is that despite all this, you see, it's like what you said, Mr. Nigam was saying. No one is, as he put it, no one is denying that Mr. Modi has charisma, but you know, this guy is also charismatic, which is not something, frankly, we heard even a couple of years ago. Adityanath has now is starting to acquire a sort of a halo of his own within the Sangh
In
Parivar.
fact, Adityanath, I mean, contrary to what Mr. Islam says, I mean, I've also covered the BJP and RSS, and from my understanding, Yogi Adityanath has had an extremely fractious relationship with both the BJP and the RSS, because he does not belong to the RSS, he does not belong to the BJP. And, you know, they've had a lot of friction, you know, between them. But anyway, that's not the point. I just want to go back to Narendra Modi himself, who actually rose on the back of, you know, sort of this violence in Gujarat in 2002 and became the Hindu Hriday Samrat at that time, you know, appealing to the BJP's core Hindu vote. But ultimately, Narendra Modi had to recast that image and project himself as a good administrator, as a man of development, who pushed Gujarat forward, who got investment, who brought the Narmada waters to the arid areas, and so on and so forth.
So you're saying
right?
all this will not help?
So ultimately, you know, so at an election, in an election, you want to use Yogi Adityanath to communalize or polarize or raise temperatures. He is very good. But Nidhi, in UP, they're not going to judge him on that. They're going to judge him on the kind of governance he has delivered to UP, the people
I'm
of
sure
UP.
the BJP knew
And
that when they appointed him, Mr. Nigam. I mean,
And
the
he
point
was Modi's choice also.
No, so
He
the
was
point
Modi's choice.
is that Yogi Adityanath was not appointed Chief Minister for his development record or what he was saying on development.
Who said so?
What was he saying on development? What has he done for his own constituency, which he represented, what, 5 times?
Let me tell you, go to Gorakhpur now, you'll find the stark differences. Then that was 2 years back.
So many children just died there only last
Fine,
year.
Only
there
that
are
Urdu
issues.
Bazaar
There
has
are
changed
issues.
to Hindi Bazaar.
Nobody is saying that there are not issues. Those are issues since very, very long time, and they will take time to go. And he's working on the development front. He's working on the law and order front. This was a difficult state before he got elected. We all know.
Can I know what he's doing? Because you're being very generic. So what is he doing? Because the record, as far as the statistics are concerned, he's been going around on a name-changing spree. I mean, look at the comments he's made. Only a Ravan Bhakt will vote for the Congress. Terrorists are fed biryani by the Congress. They're fed bullets by us. What is the development that he's talking about? Everything that comes out of his...
Hanumanji is a Dalit.
Everything that he's saying is divisive. It's polarizing.
That he's not talking about UP development in Telangana
or any
in Madhya
development.
Pradesh.
He's not talking. He didn't even talk about it in UP.
No, he does. He does.
Yeah.
He meets people. He meets everybody. He's implementing the schemes. He's
in
reviewing
Telangana,
various
he says
schemes.
a leader with
It's
Muslim
not
name
that
will have to leave.
Every month the review meeting takes place about development
Sir, all
and the
chief
targets.
ministers hold review meetings.
So targets,
not
whether
something to
targets
pat
are being
them on the
achieved
back
or not.
with.
No, whether targets. That is what Chief Minister will not go on the road to find out. You know, he has got to do review meetings, see whether you know, targets are being met or not. That is what he's looking into.
He's not doing some big favor to the voters.
Who's saying he's doing his duty?
He's doing
That's
review
his
meeting is not a
duty.
big deal. Look
Nobody's
at his
saying
public
he's doing a
utterances.
favor.
Look at his conduct. The way he's handled
He is
Bulandshahr.
entrusted with us duty.
Look at Bulandshahr. Look at the way he's handling that.
No, he's been handling it fine, very clearly.
Where cow slaughter is more important.
No, both are important here.
See, both are important.
Yes, both are important.
Equally important.
Equally
the
important.
life of a cow is as important as the life
I'm
of a
not
human
saying about
being.
life.
Nidhi ji,
Perpetrators
why
have been
don't
brought
they-
to justice.
Life of a cow is as important, if
say
not
that?
more important
No,
than that of a
did I-
human
did I
being.
say that?
Why does not
Did I-
RSS
don't put-
government stop Gaukashi in Goa?
No, I don't
See, that's a debate we can get into for 2 hours, you know.
No,
not 2 hours because you have no answer.
The point
We have plenty of answers for that.
Why do not you stop Gaukashi
Can
and
I ask
Goa?
you one question? If he's such a good administrator, as you say he is, why are caste tensions rising? Why are we seeing Dalits, you know, I mean, why has Savitri, you know,
Resigned.
Phule
Quit.
resigned? She's
Fine,
from
it's
UP.
BJP
She's
is
from
a
UP.
big party. You will find 1 or 2
but
dissensions
she
here and
has-
there,
no, but
and
she
it
has
is there in all the
resigned,
parties.
And she has a mouthful to say about the party
Fine,
to which she
fine,
belongs, which got
fine,
gave her a
but
ticket.
it not necessarily
So, I
might be
mean,
the truth.
I think
That is her
what I was
perception.
saying
That
is
is her
RSS
view.
You-
Prime
are-
Minister
are you
candidate.
not worried?
She belongs to a backward caste. She belongs to a caste that has not been, you know, sort of affiliated with the BJP, you know, in the past. I mean, she seems to have serious problems.
So
and
that
the problems seem to be arising from the way UP is being run.
See, the fact remains. The fact
That
remains.
you
She
deny-
has issues.
Are
It will be
you
taken.
denying
RTG.
that caste tensions are on the rise? Are you denying that communal tensions are on the rise in UP?
No, not
are
at
you
all.
denying that?
So there are
I mean,
certain
the
sections
kind
who
of
want it.
violence that we
There are
have
certain
seen
opposition
RSS
parties.
in the last
The certain
1 year.
opposition parties are trying to create those kind of tensions. That is why Yogi ji said there is a deep conspiracy here. Let us wait for the investigation.
Nigam
Let us
Sahab-
not jump the gun.
Nigam Sahab, RSS spokesperson, is defending.
I am not a
is
spokesperson, let
is
me tell you.
defending.
We don't have a
Yogi
spokesperson
ji-
in RSS.
Yogi ji, and it shows that one section of RSS is thinking of Adityanath as a prime ministerial candidate.
You think
It
so?
shows that.
See, I was
a big
introduced
fight is
here
going
as a
on.
BJP
big fight is going
sympathizer.
on.
I was not sitting representing the RSS viewpoint. You know it very well. and
I
those-
have seen you 100 times that you are a RSS spokesperson.
Who said I? There's
And
no
sometimes you
spokesperson.
say I am also representing BJP.
I am not. I have never said I
No,
have
no, one
represented
second.
BJP.
You
Let
are
us be
saying
very
you're
clear.
saying that there is a move to possibly pitch him as a
A
prime
section of
minister.
RSS thinks that Modi because now has lost charisma and the kind of Hindutva polarization which they wanted did not happen. So he's the next candidate.
I want to ask Aarti
See,
about
the
that because
meetings,
those
the
rumors and
meetings in
speculation have
Rajasthan,
been afoot
Madhya
for a while.
Pradesh, etc., do not show that Mr. Modi has lost the charisma.
Result will show on
Whether
11th.
Mr.
We'll
Modi
wait
has
for the
lost his
results.
charisma or not, only the election results will tell us
Nidhi,
that.
when Yogi Adityanath was made Chief Minister of UP, if you just go back into what happened during
But look at the way
election
he
campaign,
is being used in the election
That's
campaign.
right,
He's a
because
star
he's-
campaigner, so
because
he's obviously
he's a great
not seen
polarizer.
So
He's a
he's
great
not seen as a
polarizer.
liability then, obviously.
In terms of campaigning, yes. But as I said, the very fact that he was called to Delhi today to discuss what's happening in Bulandshahr, I think shows that there is a degree of concern in the leadership here in Delhi at what is happening in UP. And the concern is on 2 fronts. One is, you know, the law and order, because the BJP was supposed to actually, it came in on a promise of improving law and order. Because they said 5 years of Akhilesh Yadav, the Samajwadi Party government, law and order was a complete mess in UP. So they were supposed to bring back law and order and Sushasan. Sushasan has been a major slogan of the BJP. What's happening in UP today is hardly Sushasan.
Mr. Nigam,
Hardly
quick last
Sushasan.
comment.
See, the fact remains, isolated incidents do take place all over India. And general law and order is very good in UP. UP is
Sir,
on
it's
a right
very
track.
ironic for you to say
No,
that.
no. It
He's
is
a
not
Bulandshahr.
ironic. No,
So
it is
appoint
not.
him Prime Minister.
It is not an
Appoint him
ironic
Prime
thing.
Minister then.
The general law and order is very good in UP. These are isolated incidents and will be taken care of by the authorities.
Just the other day, a woman was burnt alive after trying to go to the police station by the men who molested
dozens
her.
of women.
This has just happened a few days ago.
See, I am telling you, this is
These
a
are
very
not
vast,
isolated incidents.
No, these are isolated.
UP is topping the crime rate.
Women are not burnt every day out there.
And just
These are
this
isolated
week you have this
incidents.
Bulandshahr
These
incident
are
and you're saying
isolated
law and order is
incidents.
terrific. Anyway,
These are
ultimately
isolated
voters are going to be
Unless
the judge of that.
RSS is checked from intervening into our politics. India is going to lose.
Nidhi, at the same time, there is also
RSS
another
is the
rumor that's
unifying
going
force
around.
for this country.
There is another rumor
You
that's
need to
going
understand.
around.
Unify
that Yogi
Modi-
Adityanath
unify
is a
Modi
1
and,
year. That Yogi
Aditya.
Adityanath
There is no fight there.
That
It is in
Yogi
your mind.
Adityanath will be
आपने
removed.
It is in
हनुमान
your
को
mind.
दलित बना दिया
It is
सारे
in
देश
your
Okay,
mind.
so
It is in
Aarti
your
Jairath
mind.
is making a
हनुमान को
prediction.
आपने दलित बना दिया।
There is no conflict
Aarti
anywhere.
Jairath is making a
आप सिर्फ
prediction that
जलाते हैं
Adityanath will be
इस्लामिस्ट की तरह।
removed as chief minister after the 2019 general elections. Let us see
आप
if
इस्लामिस्ट
we'll
की
have to
तरह
hold you
लड़ाते
to that
हैं।
or not. All right. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us.